Okay, so welcome to this TSC of Sylva. Let's start with the participation. I see that we have participant from the voting member from Team, Orange, Ericsson, Telefonica, and Nokia. So we have the quorum if needed for any vote. And I see other participants from Whitestack, SUSE, Linux Foundation, Open Nebula, Canonical, Red Hat, and I don't know if I miss anybody else. Okay, it seems not. I remind that we have to follow the Linux Foundation policies. And the next TSC will be on the 11th of June in 2 weeks. From general news, we plan to share the voting, the online voting, but we cannot share the result because the end of the voting period is tomorrow evening, I think. So we have to wait for the results of the two votes online, one for the proposal from Open Nebula for the integration or the IaaS as an infrastructure to host Sylva, and the other one is an update on the Sylva roadmap, both proposed by Workgroup 1.
I think that Esther has some updates on this.
Do you think that there are updates?
Yeah, Esther, yeah. No?
Yeah, I was put it in the chat, but right now we have 5 out of 7 votes, so we can consider that both motions are approved. We can also ask the 2 pending members, voting members, to vote if they want, and we can notify everyone by email the final result of the vote. But having 5 positive votes for the 2 motions, I could say that both are going to be approved.
Okay, good news. Thank you. Okay, I don't have any information to be shared from the Sylva Fund. I don't know if Guillaume or Esther, if you have anything from it.
No.
Okay. And so I think we can move to the first work group for work group 1. So Mathieu, please.
Hello, everyone. Yes, the good news that I have to share with you is that we finally tagged the v1.4.0. It has been tagged yesterday, actually. So please test it, especially validation centers or developers, for us to collect feedbacks, to maybe report issues, bugs, whatever you feel should be reported. Because today we didn't yet create the release branch. Didn't fork it for the time being. We don't have pending feature to merge, so we still have a few days before forking to release branch. So if we want to do a quick bug fix, it's easy to do because we don't have to manage backport for the time being. So it's important for us to collect feedbacks. I don't know if validation centers plan to upgrade their platforms soon, but if you do it, please tell us and we can provide support, and of course we are interested in your feedbacks.
Usually it is upgraded when a new workload is to be validated. So right now what is going on is in 137, I think.
Okay.
The next one, once we finish this and we started with another one, it will be with 1.4.
Okay, good to know. Okay, that's it for me concerning releases. We plan to also work on and keep maintaining the 1.3 version with a new. We tagged 1.3.10 or 11, I don't remember, yesterday also with bug fixes, and we plan to do another 1.3.x version in the coming weeks. We'll keep maintaining the 1.3 version for the time being. I don't know if we discuss that, but we will have to discuss also how long we maintain all the releases, and we keep backporting bug fixes. It's important, and I will come back to you with a proposition for everybody to be aware of how long Sylva version will be maintained by the developer. Okay. Yes.
I should just for information, I put in the chat the content of Sylva v1.4 release.
Yeah, we didn't publish a release note. We are working on it. Thank you, Guillaume. This is most of the feature we have. We have other features such as workload clusters that are available on new vectors that is available on workload clusters. We have node firewalling with Calico available also. So this will be summed up into the release note. We currently are working on it. One other thing I wanted to start discussing with all of you is about the 1.5 release. So we start working on it. The major feature is about introducing Kubernetes 1.32 for RK2, for KubeADM, and for canonical Kubernetes too. That is part of Sylva now. So we plan to tag this release pretty soon in July. So we wonder internally at Orange with the dev team if it's a good idea or if it would be better to skip it and to focus on the next release, the 1.6 that would be named 1.5, of course, if we skip one. That is planned in November or December. So we discussed internally about that. So nothing concrete to decide today, but I wonder what is your opinion about that. If you expect this 1.5 version in July to be an important version internally for your needs, or if it's not a big deal to skip one release that is coming very short from now. So it's more an open discussion about that.
What are the features that this one incorporates? Because to me, this 1.4 has something very interesting, which is the support for GPU. And this is interesting because then we had one workload that was waiting this feature. But apart from that, from validation point of view, we could skip one. We don't have any additional specific requirement we're waiting for.
Okay.
I don't know if others, the Open Nebula infra provider that we have approved, that was intended to incorporate it in which one? 1.4 point something. When was that to incorporate it? Yeah, that's an important one, having an additional infra provider.
On Canonical side, it was on text view, and yeah, it was objective to have it action grade.
Today we didn't discuss that.
Louis, I
because
think there is a lot of background noise.
Luis, there is
from Louis.
Sorry, must be me, sorry.
Yes.
Yeah, we didn't discuss that about skipping this 1.5 release in workgroup 1, where we have every developers. So we will collect feedbacks about from those developers also. We may have feedbacks from Canonical, maybe Red Hat also will attend. So it's really an open discussion, and I think we have to decide about that as soon as possible. So probably next TSC. So,
I can give a feedback. DT is not having any dependency on that, but out of experience, releasing our internal new releases and versions on the platform, we have quite regularly the situation to skip one Kubernetes release, especially if it's not bringing any material improvements. So it always worked. We did it so far at least 3 times. I think if that's only feature in the 1.5, then probably out of experience, just speaking, it doesn't make any harm usually.
okay, thank you, Rick.
So your proposal would be to keep only the 1.6 in November, including the feature planned for the 1.5 for this release.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. I don't see any problem from our side, but I think it's important that you're discussing workgroup 1 the details.
Sure, we'll do that. Please think about it in the coming days or weeks before the next TSC meeting, so that we can be a topic to discuss and to decide on.
But one question, Mate, the image that you were showing before with the roadmap, if we skip the 1.5, does this mean 0.5? Sorry, does this mean that the features there are moved to November?
Yep.
No.
Yeah, because we don't plan to introduce new features in 1.4.x. It's only about bug fixing. So the minor versions.
But there were some interesting features, no, having the new infra connector, and that is interesting to have it. Well,
I mean, Open Nebula or?
Yes. So that we can build a new validation center. We could do it in November, if so, but the sooner the better.
Yeah, I understand, but we were not planning to have it fully ready in July. It was more tech preview features. Of course, it depends on the effort from the entire community, especially from Open Nebula about that. But okay, it's part of the discussion for sure.
Okay.
Only technical thing that needs to be considered in that case is the upgrade path, because the control planes need to be rolled twice. There's no possibility to skip, but that's also not a blocker. It's just to be taken into account when upgrading.
Yeah, the fact is that today we know that LTS versions from several vendors are about old versions. I think 1.31, 1.33 benefit from LTS versions from vendors. So behind the scenes, there is a topic about focusing in Sylva on LTS versions, and of course providing a migration plan from one LTS to the other. That comes, as Duke said, through an upgrade in the in the intermediate Kubernetes release. But so if we skip one version, I mean the 1.5, the version in December will introduce two Kubernetes releases, 1.32 and 1.33. And we will provide a migration path that will go through those two releases. So I see the canonical Kubernetes LTS is 1.32 at the moment. Okay, thank you, Benjamin. And 1.33 will be LTS2, or it's just?
I need to check internally on this subject. I'm not sure it will be 133 or 134. I need to check.
Okay. Okay, let's discuss that next week. Please get back to me to share your feeling about that, your concern. And I will try to sum it up next week or in 2 weeks, next TSC meeting, to decide what we do. Okay.
Okay. I think that if you have the proposal, then you can propose it for the next TSC and see.
Okay.
Okay. Any other question or comment for Workgroup 1? Please, Madeline.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm not a specialist in software releases here in Sylva, but we just approved the roadmap, right? Through the vote. We received this good news, and now, as I understand, we drop one release in the middle. It's a little bit conflict there in what we agreed through the vote and what we decide now. Anyhow, I think we are in a very dynamic environment, and that can be worked along. Nevertheless, I think the November release will just become even more difficult to handle. You just highlighted 2 or even 3 paths for Kubernetes upgrades that will make it very, very difficult for potential customers to take them or to follow them. Having or following the path that was agreed from our perspective or from my perspective would be easier for the customers to go forward and adopt them. But yeah, let's discuss this in Workgroup 01.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, definitely.
Okay, thank you.
And one question, is there any option to instead of skipping a release, sleeping it? So if you're just moving from 1.4 to 1.7, having 1.5 move to September or something? Or is this even more complicated?
I don't know. Let's discuss that in Workgroup 1. Because one of the difficulties that we will have is about the effort that we need to backport bug fixes. If we have 1.5, we will need to backport things in 1.4, in 1.3. It becomes a mess, and it's part of the discussion too. If we have too many releases maintained, the effort for maintaining every releases is becoming bigger and bigger. So this is one reason to skip one. Delaying 1.5 won't help about that, but it can mitigate the effort that we will have to tag 1.5 release during holiday period.
Okay.
Okay, I think we will further discuss in the next 2 weeks.
Okay.
So I think we can move now to workgroup 2.
Just a question on my side to Vuk. I don't know, Vuk, if you have some updates you want to share to this audience.
No, from the host-based routing, essentially, we overview the review for the blog article. This is what we are going to manage until tomorrow. Tomorrow we have our regular bi-weekly meeting. And I didn't manage in last 2 weeks, but probably today I'll send to the individual TSC members this draft proposal for the working group for the pre-alignment. And then hopefully if everybody's fine with that, maybe for the next TSC to bring it for the voting. So not much progress, but we are close to that.
So we will ask also for next TSC to have a slot to present this.
Yes, I would proactively announce it unless there is some request for additional alignment or elaboration or changing something that should be fitting for next TSC. And you can plan the slot. If something comes in the way, then we can. I'll let you know, and then we can postpone it if needed. But I don't think it will be necessary.
Okay. Thank you.
Maybe one thing. Sorry, I just remembered. So we got this task force around the HBR POC got extended last time. So we had Federico Paolini as a part of the task force meeting, and he is a maintainer of the Metal LB and is also preparing something very similar to host-based routing within the called OpenP router, but we now are working to integrate these activities and to capture them somehow to have a synergy. So just to mention that we are extending the circle of interested parties there already.
Good. Good news. So, Luis, please.
Yes. Okay. Going back to working group 2, the status things that we have done in the last 2 weeks. Regarding the backlog, we are progressing, validating. The Druid 5G core was already completed, so we have one more. This one has something special because this is the first one where we did the CNCF testing, the cloud native testing using the CNCF test suite. And on the one side, we identified some issues with the CNCF test suite that we already provided to the CNTI team. So they are reviewing that, improvements that can be done. And on the other side, it was appropriate and we could provide some feedback to the provider of the workload to be more cloud native. So validation is completed and we have incorporated that. So it's good progress there. Then we have another one that we are working on is the titanium workload. This is already ready, is working. We are still working on that, but while performing the deployment, we identified one issue that has been reported back to working group 1. A temporary solution was provided, but it's been interesting because this demonstrates that validating also identifies potential problems of the platform. So there's an issue to be incorporated in any of these releases that we are discussing. And in this one, we are building the image compatibility artifact. You may remember that another track that we have introduced in validation is to incorporate the artifact that indicates what is the configuration required for deployment. This was first done with the Syswind BSL that we use as a reference always, but now we are incorporating it in all the validation. So in this one, we are also adding it. So as part of validation, we are creating together with the OCI team and the Titanium team, which is the provider, creating the artifact. So this is a good progress. So all in all, we are progressing. There are two more that are no, three more that are right now being validated. They will be very soon completed. So we will have three more. Right now we have 16 completed, and we will be 19 very soon. What do we want to do in the next couple of weeks? Completing these three that are going on. Also, we will have tomorrow, the meeting that we have tomorrow, there's a presentation from Canonical Kubernetes on Sylva version 1.4. So there's a demo plan to demonstrate that, how we can make use of this Canonical Kubernetes. So when it is incorporated, we could be have another platform for validation using that flavor. And we want to enable a new validation platform. You know, we are working with White Stack to have a bare metal with a specific hardware from AMD. So we are working on that. And we plan to have this in the, maybe not 2 weeks, something, maybe 1 month, but anyway, is to be done. So this is the status right now, things that we have done and we plan to do in the future.
Okay, thank you, Luis. Any question or comment for workgroup 2? If not, we can move to workgroup 3 on security.
Mia is not here today, so I will present the progress for this workgroup. So
Okay, thank
since last TSC, we recently the result for the CFP for the Open SSF Summit, and our CFP is accepted. So it's on the supply chain for Sylva. We will see the element we use from the Open SSF and the further action we can improve on the Sylva project. We also discuss around the common vulnerability disclosure. So we had the first version for process. So we will manage to have a formula or something like that on a portal to have users or developers using Sylva to put their findings regarding security. So there are some challenges regarding the usage of GitLab for the portal. So we will see how to implement this form. That's it for the workgroup suite.
Okay, thank you, Francois. Any question?
Just congratulations to the team for the CFP accepted.
Thank you.
Okay, let's move to workgroup 4 on sustainability. Huamin, please.
Thank you. So in the past 2 weeks, so the green dashboard, GitLab issues has been labeled and prioritized. So you can follow the link to find the issues that so you may be able to help. So we do appreciate contributions. So for the current iteration, there are more visualizations added. So we just reviewed this new dashboards and time series visualizations in the last week. So for the next step, we're developing the namespace level metrics at the data center and the platform level. So that's how we'll give you a more granularity to view what kind of consumption you may be interested in looking at. Additionally, we're also investigating the forecast models. So basically the idea is that we take the input of the previous historical data from different levels and using forecast models to predict what's going to be happen in the next interval. So we can forecast the power demand and also the carbon footprint in the future. The actual work will be additional work will be brainstormed in the next meeting. So if you're able to make it, that'd be great. Thank you.
Thank you, Wamin. So anyone who can contribute can access the GitLab page with the issues. You can see here all the issues that have been proposed by Workgroup 4 for collecting a new contribution. Any question for Workgroup 4? Seems not. We can move to Workgroup 5 that has not been completed. I don't know if, Guillaume, you have any news?
The main topics is the preparation of the Sylva Mini Summit during the Open Source Summit in Amsterdam the last week of the 25th, the week of the 25th of August. And Esther and Naomi are helping us to close the agenda and all the participation logistic that has to be managed. So this meeting will be important to see what are the remaining activities. The agenda is we have a draft of the agenda, and we need to confirm this. So as Esther can give it to the Linux Foundation to publish it on the website.
Okay. And it is already possible to register for the participation to the mini summit.
I think Esther was checking this. I don't know if Esther is still with us. Yeah, we discussed briefly with Esther on Monday, and she wanted to check this.
Okay.
It's in the list, but I don't remember if it's working.
Okay, thank you, Guillaume. Any other comment for Workgroup 5? If not, we can move to the last Workgroup, Workgroup 6. Morgan.
Morgan is not here, and I think
I'm here.
I think sorry.
Yeah. So I wanted just to say, okay, so the minutes have been published from previous meeting. Unfortunately, I had to cancel the meeting initially planned next tomorrow, and I know that there was some excitation because I was speaking about AI, but some speakers were not available, and people who want to attend this session were also not available because there is a workshop, a daily workshop in Swisscom on automation all the day. So I decided to cancel, and I'm just waiting for the confirmation of the new date from the different speaker to replan this before the end of June. So we have a date beginning of July, but if we can have something mid of June, I think I will replan the meeting.
Okay. But do you think it will be planned in a few days, or you will need?
I didn't check. Yeah, I think it will be in. So I will modify. I already modified the page of the working group 6, but I will modify also the. Well, we can modify the page for the TSC, the wiki. I will communicate as soon as possible. As soon as I got the confirmation from the speakers.
Okay, if you can just update this page so we can publish the minutes with the correct information.
I'll do right now.
Okay, thank you. Any question for Workgroup 6? Okay, I think we completed the items for today. I don't know if there is any other topic to be discussed.
I have one question on my side on the governance. I was not ready during the governance section. if I can share my screen. Rihab, are you still here?
Yes.
Yeah. So I think you are now the leaders, the member, and is there Norbert is not anymore in this governance? Can you confirm?
Yes, that's true.
Okay. Okay. Do you have an alternate?
Not at the moment, but I can look internally and then come back to you.
But at least I can put you as a member, because during the vote, in fact, Esther mentioned me that she sent the vote to Norbert, so probably she has not the results of the vote. So
Okay.
this is the reason why you don't receive the vote for the last two proposals.
Okay, yes. Feel free to add my name and I'll send you the name of the alternate person by the end of the week.
So I will update this table after the government, this TSC. Okay.
Okay, perfect.
Thank you, Carol. It was my topic.
Okay, thank you. So if there are no other topic, I think we can close this TSC and see you in 2 weeks. Thank you, everybody, for the participation.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, bye.
Thank you.
Thanks everyone. Have a nice day, everyone.
Thank you. Bye.